The desert wind howls across the lonely mountains of Moab. The great leader Moses is gone. His eyes had seen the promised land from afar, but his feet would never touch it. And somewhere, in a place no man would ever know, God himself buried him. But the story didn't end with Moses' last breath. In the unseen realm, something extraordinary happened. Something the Bible only hints at in a single mysterious verse. Deuteronomy 34 tells us that after Moses died, God buried him in an unknown location. No one knows his burial place to this day. But in the small New Testament letter of Jude, verse 9, we discover a shocking twist. Before we dive in, please ensure you subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories like this. But Michael the Archangel, when he disputed with the devil and argued about the body of Moses, did not dare pronounce against him a railing judgment, but said, "The Lord rebuke you," a heavenly battle over a corpse. Why? Moses was no ordinary man. He confronted Pharaoh, parted the Red Sea, received the Ten Commandments, and led Israel for 40 years. His life was marked by glory, and also by failure. He once killed an Egyptian in anger. Later, at Meribah, he disobeyed God's command and struck the rock instead of speaking to it. That act cost him entry into the Promised Land. What happened in Moses' final moments? Moses, the great leader of Israel, stood atop Mount Nebo, gazing across the Promised Land. His eyes swept over the plains, the hills, the valleys, land he had longed to enter for 40 years. But the Lord had already told him he would never set foot there. He had led the Israelites out of Egypt, through the wilderness, and had delivered God's law. At 120 years old, his strength was not gone, his mind still sharp. Yet his time had come. God spoke to him one last time, reminding him that the promise given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was about to be fulfilled. And though Moses would not cross into the land, he found peace, knowing Joshua would lead the people forward. On that mountain, Moses sat down. He lifted his hands in blessing over the tribes of Israel, and prayed his final prayer. Then, without pain, without struggle, Moses breathed his last. The Bible calls Satan the accuser of the brethren. Just as he accused Job before God, and Joshua the high priest in Zechariah 3, he now comes to accuse Moses. Some believe the devil claimed Moses had no right to an honorable burial because of his sins. Others suggest Satan wanted the body for a darker reason. If Israel knew where Moses was buried, his grave could become a shrine, a place of idol worship. Remember, this was a people who once made a golden calf in the wilderness. Imagine what they do with the body of their greatest prophet. Angel Michael, the Archangel, protector of God's people, the warrior of heaven. And a fierce battle took place between the Archangel Michael and the devil. According to Jude 19, the devil sought to take possession of Moses' body for evil purposes to deceive the people of Israel. God, however, had a different plan. He sent the Archangel Michael to retrieve Moses' body and protect it from the devil's grasp. Michael was determined and succeeded in recovering the body. But the devil was relentless and followed him. In the midst of their confrontation, Michael stood firm, pointing his sword at the devil and declaring, "The Lord rebuked you." With those powerful words, he banished the demon to the place where he belonged, ensuring that Moses' body remained safe. As the dust settled, one question remained. What would happen if the devil succeeded? This epic showdown reveals how far God will go to protect his people, and in a mystery unlike any other. The Lord himself buried Moses in a valley in Moab. No man knows the place to this very day. For 30 days, Israel wept for their leader. But his legacy lived on, etched forever in the story of God's people. And centuries later, Moses would appear again, not in a grave, but alive, standing beside Elijah on the Mount of Transfiguration, speaking with Jesus. So why does this obscure verse matter? Because it reveals a few deep truths. Spiritual battles happen over things we cannot see. Even the death of one man triggered conflict in the unseen realm. Satan wants to corrupt what God has made holy. He'll twist memories, monuments, even good legacies into tools for idolatry. God's authority is the ultimate weapon. Michael didn't win by force. He won by invoking God's power. The story of Moses' burial is not just about a fight over a body. It's about the ongoing war between light and darkness, a war that still touches our lives today. And maybe, just maybe, it's a reminder that when the enemy comes for us, in life or in death, the safest place to be is hidden in the hands of God. So if you love God, subscribe now and then. Comment the word Amen.